Hey guys, so I got here 1995 Jeep Grand Cherokee with 1/4 of 1 million miles on it, and the steering wheel is nasty. So I tried to come up with a plan to fix it so that it wasn't so nasty. So I went out and I got a bicycle tire. I got a bicycle tire for a 16-inch bicycle. And the outside diameter of the steering wheel was almost exactly the same as the inside diameter of the tire. So I cut the bead off with some high quality scissors and a pair of wire cutters to cut through the bead. And then I laced it onto the steering wheel with some string. I'll show you what I did here. So here's some video of the finished product, and I'm just about to show you how I did it. You can see this is a knobby tire, kind of your classic bicycle tire. 16-inch is what they called it. I don't know where they got 16 inches because that's not how big it is, but that's what they call it. And then I trimmed the bead off with wire cutter and some scissors, and then used some wax cotton string from the craft shop to sew it together. This is my nasty steering wheel. You can see how nasty it is. When you drive somewhere holding the steering wheel and get where you're going, you have to wash your hands when you get there. And that's nasty. And they're sticky, and it's nasty. So I've come up with a solution. I'm going to cover the wheel with a tire. It's going to be awesome. I've chosen a tire that is the correct size, because if it doesn't fit, then it won't fit right. It's just a little bit loose, but I think if I lace it down, it will be nice and tight. So I'm going to try that. I got some wax string from Hobby Lobby for $3.99 plus tax. It was awesome. And I also got some needles from the same place, and I'm going to use my vice grip to pull them through. I hope that I can push the needles through the rubber without having troubles. Good news bears, with a vice grip, it pokes through really easy. In order to keep myself from lacing the tire down and having it kind of pooch out in places, I'm going to use zip ties and put zip ties all around the tire, and then start lacing it so that I don't run into a poochy spot when I get to the end. So I hope that works. There, I put zip ties all around it to hold it in place. I hope. I'm still ending up with a little bit of poochiness here, you can see, because the tire's not just the right size. And unfortunately, they don't make tires that are just a little bit smaller. You have to go down to one that will not even fit. So we're going to give this a shot. So see how it goes. Since I don't want to lace all this string that goes on for miles and miles and miles through each hole every time, then what I did here, I tied a little knot so that when I pull it tight, it stops. So then I'm only lacing half of the lace through the hole each time. So okay, so after 4 stitches, I think it's working pretty good. I'm a little worried the tire's going to slide on here, but we'll see. We'll keep going and see if it tightens up. Got a few more stitches in here. If you twist on it, the whole thing will still twist. I'm hopeful that as I pull it tighter and go on, it will not do that as bad. I'm also worried that if I pull too hard on the string, that the holes that I poked in the rubber will rip out. You can see they're not just nice clean holes that you're kind of ripping as the needle goes through. But we'll see how it goes. Here I'm up to the first zip tie, so we'll cut that off and keep sewing. So this seems to be working pretty good. The farther I go, the tighter it is. If I turn really hard, I can twist it on the wheel itself, but I think it's working pretty good. I have laced it all the way around to here. This is going to be a little tricky. I think I'm going to have to loop it through here and then back around and back, so I'll have some long strings going on there. So I'm not sure if I like that a whole lot, but I'm going to try it. I don't know what else to do, so we'll give it a shot. And I got some help with some little hands here, so that might make it go faster or slower-ish. So we'll see how it goes. Now I'm going back, and this twists easily on the steering wheel. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but it doesn't twist there. It does twist there, and right here it doesn't twist at all. So I'm taking my needle nose pliers, and I'm going back and I'm tightening up the gap. You can see where I've already tightened it, and there's my loop that I'm pulling out. See, there's a gap between the rubber there. So I'm just sucking down this section, since right here is pretty tight, and this section here is kind of loose, so I just didn't pull it tight enough. I was concerned that the lace would rip out the rubber, which it's kind of doing a bit. That's why I didn't pull it tight at first, but I'm going back and pulling it a little tighter, so you can see what I'm doing here. That seems to be working, but I ran out of string, so I have to come up with a plan. I'll just probably tie a splice on there, keep going, and then I'll bring this string to the bottom of the wheel here and tie it up. So that's the plan. That's how it looks right now. We're getting there. I think I like it. So here's how this is looking now. You can see how I wrapped around, and then this last one came over here, poked it through there from behind and back over here. Show you the back side. I ran out of string here, so I had to make a knot to make my string longer. So that's how that's looking. Here's the back side of the wheel. I was using my vice grips to try to pull this string tight, and the vice grips pinched the string just enough so that it broke. So here's the other end. You can see both ends, which proves that it's not one piece anymore. So this is a terrible spot for it to break, but I don't know what to do besides just tie a knot and keep going. Okay, this is where we're at. This is where I started, and I just broke off the string because I tied a knot in it, if you'll remember, at the beginning, so that it wouldn't pull through the hole I punched in the rubber. And then I went back, and this section here was kind of loose right here, so I went back and pulled all these stitches tight, which made it so this knot would stick way out here. So then if I tried to pull it through this way, it would, if I tried to pull it through here, it would catch. So I tried to untie that, and then I broke it. This is as far as I got with the other end, about the middle of the bottom of the wheel. I got it turned upside down, but so I'm going to tie a new string on here, and I'm going to try hard to get it so it'll tuck. The tails of that knot will tuck down inside the rubber, but we'll see how that goes, and then lace this last section here. It's not pooching very bad. I was worried that it would pooch because the tire's a little bit larger in diameter than the wheel, but without the metal bead on the tire where I cut that off, the tire seems to be pretty flexible and pulling down pretty tight. So So we like that. I got that tied off now where I broke it. I'm gonna try to go from here. So fuzzy, sorry. And you can see I got the tails tucked under the rubber. So when I lace that down, that should all disappear and we'll see a little knot there, which I'm not terribly thrilled with, but that is what we're up against at this point. So game on. You can see my knot right here where I broke my string. This is where my knot is. Really blends in pretty good. It sticks out a little bit, but not bad. I think if you didn't know it was there, you might not even see it. I'm happy about that. Now I'm getting up here where I need to start lacing it back and forth over that spoke. Here's my end, so I'm getting close. I do the same thing as I did here. Try to make it match. And it's really pulling down. There's almost no slack in this at all anymore. But when I started, there was a little. It felt like it was kind of loose all over, but it's really pulled it down tight. So I'm happy with that. I got lucky. We got both sides, both spokes threaded now. They look pretty similar. Now we just have this little stretch here to go. I should have plenty of string here. It's getting short, so I guessed pretty close on what I needed, but should make it here. There's almost no slack in this last little section. This is the bottom center. Got my two tails here. I just tied a square knot there where they came together. I'm going to cut those tails off about 1 inch long and then tuck them down inside the rubber. But I think we got it finished here. There is the knot where I tied it together. Now that I have it tucked in. So I got 2 or 3 knots. I got this joint here. And I got this one right here. And then I got one on the back side of this spoke right here. I don't like that one a lot, but that's kind of what we're up against here. So that one's not very noticeable. So anyway, that's what I did.